in this country, if you're born on U.S. soil, you are a U.S. citizen, even if your parents don't live here. But in recent years, there has been a spike in the number of birth tourists. Those are mothers-to-be who travel here solely to give their kids the gift of citizenship. Some lawmakers want to put a stop to this, including our next guest. He's Representative Congressman Bilbray. He is the chairman of the Immigration Reform Caucus. Good morning to you, sir. Please
Good morning, Dave.
Tell us how big a problem this birth tourism is in this country.
Well, Dave, as the son of a legal immigrant myself, you've got to understand, you got people that not just flying into the country, but cross the border with their border crossing cards, you know, specifically to get the health care and the automatic citizenship wrapped up in one. And this really violates the constitutional concept, because remember, it doesn't say everyone born on U.S. soil is American citizen. It says everyone born and subject to the jurisdiction, which means, can your parents be forced to serve in the military? Could they be tried for treason? Not just are they required to follow traffic laws. And that's why the kids of diplomats do not get automatic citizenship. And since the 40s, we've kind of thought it's not a big deal. Might as well give everybody born on U.S. soil automatic citizenship. But specifically, the parents should not be allowed to do this, because they are not forced to have to be obligated to serve the United States government. So they're not subject to the jurisdiction as specified by the Constitution.
Got it. This was actually inserted in the Civil War era to grant citizenship to the descendants of slaves. Tell us, what is your legislation exactly intending to do?
What we do is, working with Congressman Deal, is a bill that says, look, if you're born in the United States and one of your parents is a U.S. citizen, if your parents are legal permanent residents who can be drafted and forced to serve and can be tried for treason, or if one of your parents is serving in the military, even if they may be legally here, but the military is forced to serve once you've joined, if you're one of those three categories, you get automatic citizenship, because you fall under the condition of your parents being subject to the jurisdiction at the time of birth. But if you don't fall into that category, if you're a tourist, if you're somebody who's just here visiting, if you're someone who's illegally here, you do not, and your parents do not have the obligation of obedience and service. Thus, you are not subject to the jurisdiction as the time of birth, so you don't qualify under that, just as diplomats do today, or as American Indians were under the 14th Amendment. They did not get automatic citizenship until Congress passed a law that specifically gave Native Americans that clause. And I got to say, if American Indians born on U.S. soil weren't given automatic citizenship by the 14th Amendment, how in the heck are we giving tourists from overseas that clause?
Fascinating. It is happening. There's a hotel here in New York, Turkish-owned, birth tourism package costs about $45,000 without the medical fees. Representative Congressman Bilbray of California, we appreciate you coming on this morning.
Anytime. Thank you very much, Dave.